floater. He's got all 8 for the Terps here in the early going.
You think Jacoby Gillespie doesn't know how good Ace Baldwin Jr. is? He was ready for this matchup from the jump. But this changing defense for Maryland is really bothering Penn State. Having a hard time getting clean looks.
Going in Niederhauser. That's a tough move. 9 points for Maryland off of those Penn State turnovers. 4 of them already for the Nittany Lions.
I love that action right there. Maryland, in spite of the miss, really getting after it.
But didn't get back and got the bounce.
We're going to have to watch Reese and Niederhauser. They're getting into it a little bit. Reese kind of threw Niederhauser down that time.
Well, and remember, he's picked up 2 fouls in the last minute of the first half. And he's the only real size Penn State has to go after Queen and Julian Reese. And they feed it to him in the post. Nice touch.
Here's Baldwin curling to the rim, and Baldwin can't finish. Yanic Niederhauser gets 1 rebound and then flushes the second.
The defensive pressure was outstanding by these guards of Indiana.
Here's Baldwin. Seen already a ton of ball screens on both sides. Yanic Niederhauser going to work once more inside, and he's got all 4.
Together a few times this year. That's why I like when teams push the basketball up the floor, because you find transition defenses in scramble mode where you can get those little trail threes. That was really well done by the Hoosiers.
Niederhauser quiets this.
Beautiful ball movement.
The window, count the bucket.
The underneath the side out of bounds plays that Indiana's running now have been superb.
Niederhauser with the spin, struggled with the handle, and then got it back for.
I mean, obviously they want to climb the Big Ten ranks and try to be one of the top 15 to make the Big Ten tournament, but also doesn't want to put pressure on his team, so it's a spoiler attitude, including today, that they're going to try to do, and that's an emphatic finish. Averages, but Stephen Bardo only 17 points here so far.
Yeah, so Minnesota doing a fantastic job of really not giving Penn State a lot of easy looks. They've done a fairly good job of taking care of the basketball against their pressure.
Out of that timeout, but approaching the 2,000-point scoring mark for his entire career when you factor in all 3 schools.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful career. The more we talk to Ben Johnson, the more impressive Dawson Garcia becomes about the young man that he's become and how much he loves being here in Minneapolis and representing the Gophers.
Zach Hicks gets turned away, but finds the big man who's found some success here. 7 seconds. Here's Mitchell with some time to work with. Steps it back. He leaves it short.
I really appreciate the way the Nittany Lions have come together defensively.
Oh, wow. Niederhauser, that lefty shot.
And that's the type of shot that might get him going, Lisa. You know, those scores, they need to see one go down.
Niederhauser trying to stop that. He had 3. Got the last 5 points.
Yeah, Oda Cali pressed into being an offensive threat. Good job there. Late shot clock to rest.
Niederhauser.
Steal or a quick foul here to extend this game.
Niederhauser, body bucket and 1 and an exclamation point.
Right there by Dillion.
And they turn over Minnesota. Here's Carter on the push. Baldwin Jr. has been quiet. Niederhauser has been doing a lot of the...
He can't move. Oh, that's a pretty move.
Oh, he gets his own miss and pushes it back.
Nebraska's open 1 of 2 with 3 turnovers, and there's the 4th. 2-on-1. Niederhauser with the basket.
That's what I think has a chance to, and throwing him the ball in an open court situation, he's able to put the ball on the floor and then convert.
Another steal. 5 Nebraska turnovers. Lob inside, and the stuff. The least. 9 to shoot, pull up for 2. Dillion short tap is good. And there's gives the Big Ben 4 from 3.
And if you are Nebraska, you have to be cognizant of that and, maybe start gapping a little bit more than we've seen.
Dominic Stewart in for Penn State. Here's Carter. Trying to get it inside. Double team comes, and it went off the back of the Siege with 8 to shoot, and Rising is
A bit better. He's now surpassed the 30% mark from behind the arc. But if you are Penn State, you prefer to see Juwan Gary out there rather than getting downhill with his strong right hand.
Gary last 6 games averaging over 18 per contest. The spin of the banker. There's off the mark on the 3. Baldwin the save. Vincent Mayer, Mr. Hoiberg. The look and the stuff and exclamation.
That ball, you get Mia going to the rim. Good use of the back screen to free him up.
I mean, Sean, as a guy who played at Northwestern in the mid-'80s, this is an 18-team league right now. As Baldwin pops it up, and it goes down for Conan Niederhauser.
Off the glass, Harris for 3. We'll see who gets going early in this game, get a little bit of rhythm.
Well, Washington got to take better care of basketball. Against Ohio State, they had like 10 turnovers in the first 15 minutes.
Harris off the inbound, he left it short. And the feed on the entry. Yeah, this was clearly out of the timeout. Get him the basketball. And Penn State's regained the lead.
Playing for their tournament lives here today and then the next home game against Rutgers. So you see a much more balanced effort by Washington here this afternoon.
Bounce inside. Conan Niederhauser was bumped and got it to, and he puts Washington back in front.
So these teams understanding now, they're starting to get a little flow coming down the stretch. Dillion really wants to take advantage of Breidenbach guarding him.
Conan Niederhauser might have gotten away with a shot up high on Breidenbach.
Dillion off the takeaway. Able to beat Conan to the bucket. Yanic Conan Niederhauser back in.
Yeah, it's louder. The students are closer. It's an amazing college atmosphere.
Yanic Conan Niederhauser misses close range. He gets it back, and it's a nifty reverse.
I think they get started the right way, but again, you can't have a Buckeyes team come in here and just bully your guards, meaning keeping you off of your spots. Even right here, look how far out they're starting. That's a really good job by Thornton pushing that out. Here we are, shot clock's already at 15.
Inside, Conan Niederhauser, guarded by Bradshaw. Good move.
Why not a steady to the rim, and they give it back to him for the finish.
Impressive end-to-end sequence for the sophomore Bradshaw. Remember, was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Showing you why there. And when you talk to Jake Diebler, when you ask him, Donnie, as you did, about the identity of his team, Conan Niederhauser drops it in. He says,
always on balance and always looking to attack. Such an awesome weapon for the Buckeyes.
I mean, the greenest of lights.
Oh. When you got a stroke like that, there's no slowing that down.
Conan Niederhauser puts one on. Baldwin. Now Dillion the 5th. Kern not a three-point shooter, lobbed into Conan Niederhauser. And he lays it in gently that time.
Not at home. A foul is a foul is a foul.
Baldwin into Conan Niederhauser. Drives. Woo! Goodness. You saw Ivan Yegovan averaging less than 2 points per game, now with 4. 2 for 2 at the free throw line a moment ago. He was 1 for 3 on the season before those 2 attempts. Giving Ohio State good minutes here in the second half. Matched up with his familiar foe, for Aaron Bradshaw. Give him 4.
These assists mean something for Ohio State, too. They're last in the Big Ten in terms of their field goals that are assisted, only 40%. So, this is a confidence builder, not just the win, but the way that if they can hold on, the way that they've played tonight.
Glad Golden just 10 minutes, Sean, and Definitely seems like his illness has plagued him a little bit here just in terms of energy. And Cody Niederhauser blows right by him there.
How it's going to turn out. Jumper does not go, and the rebound to the Nittany Lions.
Boy, Kern, that's the third outstanding block out he's executed here in the first half.
DeLeon. Spinning in is Conan Niederhauser. Man, that was
turning, facing the rim, and then rather than making the lazy pass, which would have been a straight line pass, he makes the proper pass, which is the bounce pass.
Done. On the drive, Baldwin into Conan Niederhauser, surrounded by 3 Wolverines, but still gets it.
4 to shoot. Dix from deep, and the rebound to DeLeon.
But Baldwin blew that whole possession up with the poke out.
Inside to Conan Niederhauser. He spins away from Freeman.
I have almost a full half a count. But how about Iowa coming out and blitzing a ball screen there? Freeman getting out.
Yanic, Conan Niederhauser drew the miss. DeLeon for 3. Around and out and tipped back in. Might on.
It's a quality shot that Iowa will live with, though. That ball's moving, and that's how Iowa wants to find offense early in possessions.
Yanic, Conan Niederhauser, the Northern.
Uber positive player, and it rubs off on his teammates, and that's why Mike Rhodes wanted him here when Mike got the job.
Clearly trying to get it inside to Niederhauser. His first bucket, averaging 12.
Up for him, but he's the ultimate competitor, so that's why he's out here.
Meanwhile, you have Ace Baldwin with the ball. 40 minutes played in East Lansing in their last game. He's the only player that played all 20 minutes in the first half, too. He's in double figures. Ooh. Has an assist to Niederhauser to get
5 of 8 from 3 in his last 2 games. Well, this is his 3rd game. So Martini on a heater.
Martini with 11 in the last game, 15 from Dylan Grant. Big supplement to the normal top 2. Good look inside to Niederhauser.
That's a really good defense that time by Rutgers. Challenging everything.
Martini from way downtown, and the rebound to Kern.
Zach Martini got to find the range. And 5 of 8 from 3 in the last 3 games. So okay with that heat check.
Well, that's a good look inside from DeLeon to Niederhauser. Here comes Baldwin, has Kern up ahead. Pull up. Niederhauser. 9-0 Penn State.
How to attack these changing defenses.
Talked to Steve Michael at shoot-around this morning, Stephen, and in a number of ways he made it clear that he liked what his defense was doing here in winning 2 consecutive games and really needs it to step up now. 6.5 left and down 6.
Yeah, they have been much improved here.
Boy, that was a pretty feed inside to Niederhauser.
Bailey.
And now it's 20 seconds on the shot clock. Baldwin back to Niederhauser. Drops it in.
Earlier today at the Breslin Center, Robbie Hummel can still dunk.
It was not a challenge today, but I was happy that happened.
Lost to start the season. They got a lot better as the year went on. I was here for that. Please don't remind Michigan State people that. Good offensive rebound. Conan Niederhauser. There would have been another opportunity. Instead, it does go. And Michigan State with the early advantage at 5-0. Here's Hicks. Inside. Oh, my goodness, the feed. 2 free throws the rest of the way for Penn State. Oh, what a feed inside and a hammer from
his face as he was coming back. He was not feeling comfortable.
Off the inbound, that jumper let go. Oh, yeah, no kidding. And that second bounce got the ball to Penn State.
Got to do that with Kohler, 4th in the Big Ten offensive rebounds per game.
And inside, how about Conan Niederhauser?
Reigns in another 3. You saw it. He was getting organized and shot ready about a full second before that thing came. He is in such a good rhythm. He is drenched in confidence if he can shoot a 3 right now.
You can say it. Raph won't get mad at you.
Get the puppies organized.
Got those puppies organized.
Oh, Niederhauser off of the lob from Kerr. Evans right back at the shot blocker twice in a row. Trailing the play now. If you attack and explore, you got an opportunity if you're Penn State. Hicks drove the closeout. Nice pass into Conan Niederhauser. Opportunity to adjust to it at halftime. So Mike Rhodes' little strategy paying off, especially when you don't play it a lot. No, which you can tell you could tell it hurt Mike Rhodes' soul to talk about playing so a little bit today at shoot-around. Conan Niederhauser with the leans in. But Hicks got caught ball watching. He turned and looked at the ball and lost his side of his man, and Bartholomew did a good job moving and freeing himself up to help out his teammate. Dunn reads it. Niederhauser.
5 to shoot. Ivica underneath. Great pass, and it was answered by Conan Niederhauser.
That's a shame. That was a beautiful pass.
Kern floats it up. Conan Niederhauser.
Carter scored a bunch of points in high school, north of 3,000 in Tennessee.
There's a 3. Not to be. Carter with another rebound. DeLeon. Feeds beautifully to Conan Niederhauser.
Nicely done by Boswell of getting his feet set and using that little crow hop to get his base under him.
And to Andy Katz's point, how many people will...
Hopefully he's back on the court soon.
No doubt. A guy that's put up numbers, especially scoring, is so effective in that post area that they need him back.
Lob up top. Here's Conan Niederhauser, the Northern Illinois transfer. Battling inside and getting it to go over Ballo. How did this for the Hoosiers? Hicks spinning, left hand, tapped around. Conan Niederhauser cleans it up.
What a rebound there over the top of handling business on that pick and roll.
Rice on the other side. Yanic Niederhauser, he collected that one. Disrupting at the rim. And now on the other side, throws down the hill.
But 2 steals on the defensive end to his name.
I expect Ace Baldwin to really be aggressive here. Didn't hit a shot in the first half. They're going to look to get it going.
Ace with a nice pass inside and getting to the rim is Conan Niederhauser gives it up. DeLeon back to Ace. Ace wants a 3 and rattles out Conan Niederhauser.
Oh, they're crazy. No. These are 2 of the older teams in the conference. They've had a ton of success in the non-conference. Now you resume conference play. And this is what you expect night in, night out in the Big Ten.
Baldwin threw it off the backside of a Northwestern defender. Under 10 to shoot. Here's Kern and Niederhauser sees it over.
Competition, which will begin for them in the new year. Final game of 2024 for both underway. Tap controlled by the Nittany Lions in the white here at home. Last outing for Penn State, Nick, in Philadelphia against Drexel last week. Able to get the win against the Dragons right away. Yanic misses for the Nittany Lions as you look at what else is available Big Ten basketball-wise on Peacock. There's Collins and Northwestern in action coming up. Minnesota and Washington with home games as well. Lob there. Who is adept at passing, finds freshman Braden Foster making his 3rd straight start. Again, Steve Donahue, a lot of coaches, end of non-conference, they got the rotations down pat. Still searching here, and there's the sky ball.
Up and under with the left. That was a beautiful finish by Zanoni.
Nice helper there from the freshman Levine from Elmhurst, Illinois. Lob. No defense for that. Tried to get untracked offensively. Does have a bucket, couple of assists, but now saddled with 4 fouls. And Conan Niederhauser is level. Smith going right at Kern. And solid defense from the senior from St. Louis for Penn State. Lob, yes.
And again, Mike Rhodes, his imprint and style of play is evident with this team and the roster to go along with it. Just really fitting together perfectly.
Another lob and another easy
is the big fellow with his early presence, averaging nearly 2 blocks a game, Conan Niederhauser. And there is the big fella inside and one. Defense bringing that culture and identity from VCU, where he was so successful. Air ball, and Penn State will look to run. Baldwin probing, throws it up, and Niederhauser again, just too big, just too. You look at Baldwin, Kern. I know you think Kern has the ability to even play at the next level. Niederhauser inside, it's another layup. One to play all of your games against Power 4 programs on the road. It is difficult to say the least. Oh my goodness, Conan Niederhauser. I mean, I think if you're really going throughout college basketball and the Power 4 conferences, and you're listing biggest surprises, certainly in the Big Ten Conference, Conan Niederhauser is on the list, if not at the very top of that list. He is a difference maker. Of Big Ten hoops. Mike Hall, Rayfelt Davis, Mike DeCourcy have us covered coming up on the State Farm halftime show. And be curious to see if the guys agree that, you know, you just look at this Penn State team 1 through 8, the athleticism, all the different aspects that this team has. How dominant ultimately can they be in the Big?
Finds Hicks. He's got a 3. Now he's got a 2. Zach Hicks.
And Purdue knows that from their one loss this year against Marquette. Gave it up 15 times in that game. Marquette turned that into 18 points off those turnovers.
You just can't turn the ball over against good teams, especially on the road in a league like the Big Ten. You got to take care of it when you're a team like Purdue. You don't rebound it well. You've got to find ways to steal possessions.
Niederhauser.
Done the hesitation, got it done, and the putback for Niederhauser.
Fletcher Loyer just got to keep that basketball, force Penn State to drop back into their man, and then Purdue can set up their offense. Purdue just going a little bit too fast here in this first half.
Baldwin hops in, leaves it for Niederhauser. That connection.
Mike Rhodes and George Halkovich for Buffalo. Penn State wins the tip, ready to go here from the Bryce Jordan Center. Penn State scoring at an incredible clip this year, over 90 points a game, and right off the go. It's in a shutout. The big fella inside, off glass and good.
Offensive rebound, but 2, be a little bit more vocal on the defensive end to avoid that layup from Dunn.
De Leon, guide.
He needed to see one go in the hoop. The Gonzaga College High School, you know, he's learning how to play the right way. You know, he grew up in a great high school program, you know, if I do say so myself. But seeing one go through the basket, I think we'll see a couple more.
Niederhauser side, beautiful pass. And Michael's able to connect. Dunn the other way. About an 8-second shot clock, game clock differential. Looks like Penn State will try to run some clock here. And go with 10. Baldwin, 2 great athletes. Great passing. Oh, how did he do it? Harassed by Hicks. Bolden off no good. Now Baldwin 1-on-3. What we elect to do. De Leon baseline. Niederhauser. Are you serious? In college basketball anymore.
I played 5 years of college basketball at the Division I level. I played on pressing teams, and I never got to 10 seconds in one game. I can tell you that for a fact.
Alley-oop inside. Oh, he done it again. Oh, run from Penn State. Again, it's this defensive pressure. Do we have number 3? Baldwin the steal. Off the rest. Oh, my. The 6'8" freshman from Ontario showing a little something here for Coach Halkovich. Baldwin. And what else? Off glass. And dug out of there by DeMarco. Niederhauser inside. Oh!
first jam.
So under 3 now. Penn State on their way to 7-1. Been a while since the Lions have been there. Oh, the 7th dunk of the
scouting report, or he can be aggressive and say, no, I can make threes. I'm an elite shooter, and show it.
Dunn can't hit. Now it's Penn State with numbers. Puff Johnson. And they'll reset things. Or will they?
Oh, my goodness.
Penn State defended that zoom action very well.
Ace Baldwin still looking to cook on the scoring end. He does have 4 assists.
Watch Clemson if they're not switching their fight.
Oh! Yanic! It's Lock-in and Conan Niederhauser. For the tip, advantage Penn State. And we're off and running. Time to crown a champion in Daytona Beach.
So 2 very good teams that should be in the NCAA tournament, but very different styles of play. Clemson does not mind playing slow. Penn State, right out of the gate, they don't mind.
Lob, Niederhauser! Coverage begins at 2 Eastern and stream every match live on Paramount Plus.
It's a great read by you, Jake, and then it's just you going back to Ian Shefflin. He's so good at doing work early in the post. So all great post players get the job done early before the ball even gets there.
Conan Niederhauser. It's all about what a move. Chase Hunter, the veteran leader on this Tiger team.
That's so good.
Conan Niederhauser. This man is
Giant slam. I love it.
Clemson knows about grit. They have their Clemson grit mantra. In fact, Yanic Conan Niederhauser knows a thing.
The defender to establish position, you got to use your legs and your core.
And that's Timbila's 2nd foul. So coming in for him is Matt Zona, who started the first 5 games of this season. Came off the bench for the first time this season in Friday's loss to Drexel. Conan Niederhauser gets the bounce. Ace Baldwin, no! But Conan
is going to continue to face this press from Fordham.
Conan Niederhauser couldn't finish. The nice feed from Kern. 2nd try is pure. No looks beat Hicks. Swings it to the corner. A wide open 3. DeMarco Dunn can't finish. But there is Kern once again. This man has been all over the place.
Hey, he is just the energy guy, and he's looking for a lob right now. I can see it in his eyes against that zone.
Reverse layup.
To Leon. 17 on the shot clock. Feed down low to Conan Niederhauser. He gets his own board down. This is the glass, and it's in for the net. Has it now. Some nifty moves at the top of the key. Fed over to Johnson. Johnson for 3. Won't go. Conan Niederhauser gets the board and drops the hammer. And he drains it. Had not. Exploits the press. And the Mastodons, their first 3 of the evening. They even it up at 13 apiece. Kern, feed, Baldwin. Baldwin working down low. Baldwin, feed, Conan Niederhauser. Just making it look easy. 51-69. Nelson had the look now. Morton Robertson pulls the 3. Won't land. Baldwin gets the board. De Leon pushing. Under 8 to go. Baldwin thought about it. Baldwin drives. Baldwin fed to Yanic Conan Niederhauser. Jackson. Swish again. Jalen Jackson.
Times like that when height doesn't matter is when your guys are small, but they're fast and they can shoot. It just makes the height difference nothing. But for Penn State, they're going to use the height difference there. So
for Penn State, spent his first 2 years at Northern Illinois, and now in his first season for Penn State, and averaging 17 points a game to begin the first 2 games of the season for the Nittany Lions. Our officials tonight, Brian Dorsey with Randy Richardson and Tim Comer, and right off the bat.
20 points off of turnovers, which is more than Purdue Fort Wayne, who has 17 points off them. But the Nittany Lions have only forced 9 to Purdue Fort Wayne's 13. So
Baldwin feed, set up, Conan Niederhauser.
For those open threes, Nittany Lions taking advantage of that.
Buff Johnson's got 13 points, 3 off the team high by Baldwin. Baldwin 16. Niederhauser, basket and a foul. And now it's back to Clayville here for St. Francis, finding Ace Talbert. That's missing on a 3. Rebound by Hicks.
And coming up short on that. Got to imagine some of the St. Francis legs are a little bit tired at this point of the game, not able to get over.
Gamble a little bit, knowing that they have a 7-footer back there. You want to start fast breaks for people's shot.
It was Puff Johnson who was able to disrupt that last shot. Now about midway through the first half here, Penn State holding steady defensively, keeping the Retrievers to just 10 points on 3 of 18 shooting. Nice pass, and it's Niederhauser with the finish. Once upon a time, Penn State was added to the Big Ten, although it feels like a long time now since Penn State was added. They almost seem like a traditional Big Ten school by now. As Niederhauser was fouled, and with the continuation, bump set spike. Well, Niederhauser certainly had the end of that as he gets the rebound off the miss. A good game so far for Niederhauser. He has 12 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple blocks.
That's a great game stat line.
Yeah. A similar one against Binghamton, 16.7 rebounds and 2 blocks in that one. But we've seen him on the attack, scores again.
From experience, I will tell you, that is very difficult to do.
Well, you were usually that guy making those threes.
Yeah, I made a couple.
Niederhauser showing off the dribble that he could score. A menace inside tonight. Unable to finish that one. Stewart gets in front of a pass. Now Niederhauser goes strong to the basket. Hicks able to squirt inside, and Niederhauser with the putback.
Brings a ton of versatility to Penn State's defense, especially their interior defense. Offensive rebound for Nick Kern after a pair of missed free throws. Another opportunity for the Nittany Lions. Swing to Kern. Kern working. Turns the corner. Trying to find Niederhauser, and a big slam! Climb the... Javin Carter right to the rim. Can't get it, but it's big putback by Niederhauser. Double figures with 11. Right back into the 1-3-1. See a lot of ball fakes there from Ace Baldwin. That's what's really helped him move the defense and find these gaps. Hope to Niederhauser. Easy lay-in for the deuce. Finds Baldwin Jr. Right to the lane, left-hand layup, short. Rebound Niederhauser. Right-handed jump hook, off the glass and good.